Mr. Shirbaljit Singh, President of the Singapore Cricket Club, fellow SCC members, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. I'm delighted to join you all tonight and also very honored to be conferred the title of Distinguished Visitor. I've long been an honorary member of the SCC. I knew that being a distinguished visitor is SCC's highest honor, and that SCC had conferred it also on Mr. Lee Kuan Yew in 1970 and Mr. Goh Chok Tong in 2007. So I deeply appreciate your gesture, and I'm very happy to be in such distinguished company. However, I was not sure what exactly were the duties of a distinguished visitor. In Britain, there's an old tradition of universities conferring this title of visitor, and I learned from the president that that's where SCC's title originated. For example, in Oxford University, you have visitors, and they had the power to adjudicate disputes. And so I made some discreet inquiries, and I was relieved to confirm that I would not be expected to do the same for SCC members. I also learned from the president this evening that when Mr. Lee became a distinguished visitor, he had also made inquiries as to what his duties entailed. I looked up the short speech that Mr. Lee made when he joined you for dinner in 1970. And after nearly 50 years, the speech has aged well. One paragraph near the end particularly resonated with me. Mr. Lee said, "I hope that this open green space and this building will continue to symbolize that capacity to change, to adapt, to adjust, and to keep all that was gracious and good of the past. That's not to say that all of the past was wonderful, but there were quite a number of things in the past which were good, including this open green space. There are quite a few things in the present which are not so bad and so worth preserving." I thought this was a particularly apt thought for us this evening, especially because this is the bicentennial year when we are commemorating the 2 centuries since Stamford Raffles landed. We are remembering the ups and downs, the triumphs and tragedies, the troubles we have experienced together, and the progress we have made. Singapore has endured and thrived because of our capacity to continually transform and modernize ourselves, as Mr. Lee said, to change, to adapt, and to adjust. Each generation of Singaporeans has built on what their predecessors had achieved, preserving what is gracious and good and building upon it, so that the next generation can reach greater heights and reach for greater heights for themselves and for Singapore. Singapore's destiny was decisively altered when Stamford Raffles arrived at the mouth of the Singapore River, just a stone's throw away from here 200 years ago. The British brought with them their institutions, a Westminster-style parliamentary system, an independent judiciary, and a free port, to name a few. They also brought their way of life, their customs, hobbies, and sporting traditions. And one of these was playing cricket, a sport that they took very seriously. The first recorded game of cricket, as you heard, on the Padang, took place in 1837. And 15 years later, in 1852, a meeting was held to discuss formally setting up a cricket club, and so the SCC was born. Thus, SCC has existed for 167 years, almost as long as the British have been here. And that's a very long history for a club, although it's not such an ancient history for a country. From your vantage point here in the Padang, in the center of the city, you've had a front row seat witnessing the growth and transformation of modern Singapore, and especially Singapore's journey to becoming a nation. When Singapore fell to the Japanese in February 1942, your members would have watched Japanese tanks and troops parading down St. Andrews Road, I'm sure with fear and foreboding. In September 1945, 3.5 years later, when the Japanese finally surrendered, you witnessed the victory parade that Admiral Lord Louis Mountbatten held on the Padang. In June 1959, when Singapore attained self-government, a huge rally took place on the Padang to celebrate the historic moment, and our first elected government was sworn in at the City Hall. I'm sure your members must have been watching. I'm not sure all of them were certain what was to come. But we went through ups and downs and we prevailed. And so in August 1966, at our first National Day parade, you watched the parade contingents marching past your front door, having gone past the City Hall steps, proudly representing our fledgling nation. Since then, we've held the NDP at the Padang on many occasions, including the SG50 NDP in 2015 and our bicentennial parade in August this year. Each time, for several months, the Padang is used for preparations and rehearsals rather than for cricket or other sports. But your members, though they can't play games, can watch the action up close, including the aerial flypast, the mobile columns, and firework displays, every day leading up to the actual parade. And on the day of the parade, whether it's at the Padang or somewhere else, I understand you have a proper party so that you can enjoy the show. So the SEC has been here, watching history unfold and witnessing the complete transformation of our city over the years. The Padang has remained where it is, so has the Singapore Cricket Club. Other key historic buildings are still there, like the Supreme Court, the City Hall, the Victoria Concert Hall, and the Fullerton Post Office, General Post Office, enhanced and repurposed. One can still recognize them in the old photographs. They are a physical link to our past and remind us of the key moments of history that they witnessed. And long may it remain so. But around us, much else has changed. The view from your veranda has altered dramatically. The central business district has expanded and been reinvented many times over. The civic district has been pedestrianized, connected to a clean and vibrant Singapore River. And a new downtown is taking shape around Marina Bay, with Gardens by the Bay and the Marina Bay Sands becoming already famous landmarks. In the same way, SCC itself has preserved some of your more treasured traditions while moving with the times. You carry on the tradition of sporting excellence, as all the cups around us attest. Naturally, you still play cricket on the Padang, but now also many other sports, including football, hockey, tennis, lawn bowls, and rugby. And you've expanded your mission to promote a love of sports, not just among your members, but among all Singaporeans. The tournaments that you organize throughout the year are very popular. For example, the SEC International Rugby Sevens is one of the region's oldest and most prestigious sporting events. It draws top teams from around the globe and a wide following of rugby fans, local and foreign. Your sports teams have nurtured generations of Singaporean talents across different sports. Just now I met a few of your athletes, past and present. Amos Boone, former national footballer and now captain of your team. Rosemary Tessenson, former national lawn bowls player. And of course, gold medalist at the SEA Games exactly 20 years ago. And Shermeen Lim, currently national lawn bowls player. Shermeen was a silver medalist at the 2017 Asian Lawn Bowls Championships, and she just came back this afternoon from the Philippines, having won a gold at the SEA Games yesterday. Especially significant since she won the gold after the typhoon, while the lawn was still soggy, and also especially significant because Rosemary was the last Singaporean to win a gold medal for lawn bowls. And I have both of them at my table this evening, so congratulations to both. Amos, Rosemary, and Shermeen all began training and honing their skills at the Singapore Cricket Club, and they greatly appreciate the support that the SEC gave them, especially in their early years. Fittingly, you're continuing your long tradition of raising funds for good causes, especially to enable everyone to share in the joy of sports, including the underprivileged and the underserved, the vulnerable communities, and persons with disabilities. I'm happy that this evening's dinner is not just a convivial gathering, but also for the purpose of fundraising. And I'm very happy that together you have raised $300,000 for sports cares. You had asked me to suggest a suitable charity, and I thought about it, and I thought Sports Cares would be a good fit with your history and your mission. So I would like to thank all the SEC members from the bottom of my heart for your generosity and kindness. And of course, I encourage you to continue keeping your doors open and to embrace this spirit of inclusion in all that you do. Finally, I wish everyone a joyous holiday season and many more years of success and camaraderie. I intend to make good use of my honorary membership. Other than the and visitorship. Other than the Padang itself, I hear that the Oval and the Veranda restaurant also serves delicious cuisine. Thank you very much.